In this video, we are getting rid of Makitas. Makitas. Never heard the word Makita? Well, don't worry. Most people have not heard that word. Taken from the language Kavila, spoken in Papua New Guinea, Makita is the truth we all know, but agree not to talk about. So let me give you an example of a Makita from my own experience. I am a former conflict avoider. Yes, today I teach de-escalation training, but there was a time when I avoided any type of conflict. Here's how bad it was for me. I would call my colleagues after hours on their office phone, knowing I would get voicemail. And that was me ducking and hiding from having the conversation that needed to be face to face or at the very least over the phone. I would send these ungodly long emails when I knew it should have been a phone call. When I was a manager, you're not going to believe this, but when I was a manager in a call center, I avoided escalated calls, calls that would be for the manager. That was me. I would avoid them. I would use delay tactics, telling myself that I was too busy and that I would get back to the customer later. I know, that is not good. And really, a part of me was hoping the problem would self correct or that someone on my team would handle the problem. But the bottom line is, I was running away from conflict. I was a conflict avoider. That was my Makita. At the time, I don't think I knew what was going on. I just knew I had a fear. I knew my heart would race when I would have to take an escalated call or I had conflict with an employee, with a boss, with a colleague. The Makita for me is the conflict that I wanted to avoid. So we're going to look at your Makitas. We all have them. Yours may not be around conflict, but we all have something that we know is true, something that we are not acknowledging, we're not talking about, and that something is very often, like in my case, holding us back. My Makita was robbing me of credibility. My Makita kept me stressed and hiding and dodging conflict. And I never felt that I was contributing at full capacity as a manager, as a colleague, because of my Makita of avoiding conflict. I don't want you to struggle with the Makita the way I did. And when it comes to giving bad news to customers, a lot of people shy away. We get nervous and we use delay tactics and we hope the situation will resolve itself. Or when we have the conversation, when we have to give bad news, we backpedal because we want to soften the blow. So in this module, I'm going to help you get rid of any Makitas you may have when it comes to conflict or delivering bad news. And we're going to do that by going to your workbook and answering some questions. Let me give you the questions first, right here in the video. What are your Makitas? I want you to list up to 5. Conflict avoidance was certainly one of my Makitas. What are your Makitas costing you? What's one step you can take today to remove at least one of your Makitas? Who do you see as confident when it comes to giving bad news or handling challenging interactions? What is it about this person that makes them confident in your eyes? What do they do that you could perhaps adopt and try? All right, it's time to do the work. I want you to meet me in your workbook on your Makita page and answer the questions. We're going to work through our Makitas, get rid of them.